I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. A Flagler Schools employee tests positive for COVID-19. The district says health department staff has notified anyone who may have come in close contact with the staffer. They'll be subject to a 14-day home quarantine per CDC guidelines. Flagler County has at least 5 positive cases of coronavirus, and Superintendent Jim Tager warns those numbers are bound to rise. He's asking everyone to heed the advice of emergency managers and public health officials. Flagler's COVID-19 patients range in age from 45 to 72. If you're over the age of 65, local officials want you to stay inside for the next 2 weeks. John Arking has more.
Flagler County Emergency Management is asking residents who are 65 years old and those with pre-existing health conditions to stay home for the next 2 weeks following the health advisory issued by the Florida Surgeon General. Flagler County Health Officer Bob Snyder.
Dr. Scott Rifkes, who was our Secretary of Health and Surgeon General here in Florida, he's going to be putting out a public health advisory to all persons over the age of 65, urging them to stay home and to take such other measures as necessary to limit their risk of exposure. So public health advisory just strongly recommending our elderly to stay home, especially those with the underlying conditions that we've talked about. You know, the chronic lung disease, moderate to severe asthma, serious heart condition, diabetes. So health care advisory from the Surgeon General. You have those, you're over the age of 65, stay home.
The Florida Department of Health recommends that for those who depend on regular medical treatment like dialysis, they should talk to their health care provider about special arrangements. They also recommend creating a contact list of family, friends, neighbors, health care providers, community assistance programs, and drivers, and letting them know you may need them for help if you become sick. You'll find additional information at flaglercounty.org. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
Flagler County emergency management officials are still collecting donations of personal protective equipment.
We're looking for face masks, whether they're N95 masks or surgical masks. We need both. Gloves and isolation or procedure gowns. Those are the things we truly need to have on stock so our responders do not run out.
Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord says they're asking both residents and businesses to look in their supply closets for these items and begging you to stop hoarding them. Additionally, they're looking for one very hot commodity.
We're also attempting to collect toilet paper because I know for sure many people in our community have hoarded insane amounts of that, and we want to help balance that out and get those for those people that are shut in and can't get out or don't have the means to utilize delivery services.
You can drop off any supplies between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and 5 and 7 p.m. at Rimfire Elementary.
What is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis doing about the coronavirus?
24th District State Representative Paul Renner, who represents Flagler, Putnam, St. Johns, and northern Volusia counties in the state legislature, said that DeSantis is trying to focus on COVID-19 while keeping the state's economy running.
What's the right balance point? You have to restrict travel and gathering points mainly, people being in close proximity to each other, but you really don't want to shut down the entire economy because we have to come out of this. And if people get to a state of desperation, that's not a good situation either.
Renner said that people do not want the government to go too far, but just far enough in combating the coronavirus. To listen to more of what State Rep Paul Renner had to say, download the Flagler Radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, how the closure of major attractions will affect Florida. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
A Volusia County judge releases a man who's been on the run for more than a year, and Flagler County Sheriff isn't happy about it. Tony Magoo has the story.
On Tuesday afternoon, members of the Flagler County Sheriff's Office Special Investigations Unit were watching an apartment complex in Ormond Beach looking for a wanted fugitive out of Flagler County since last summer's Operation Heatwave. With us is Sheriff Rick Staley.
Our deputies, in conjunction with Ormond Beach and Volusia County Sheriff's deputies, did an outstanding job apprehending a fugitive that had been on the run for almost a year.
Taken into custody was 31-year-old Rondell Gibson.
He was located in Ormond Beach, would put him into Volusia County Jail.
Gibson had 3 Flagler County warrants ordering that he be held without bond. But there was a problem, wasn't there?
The very next morning at initial appearance, the judge in Volusia County released him on his own recognizance.
Gibson has a lengthy rap sheet plus outstanding warrants, but the judge let him out the next day.
I doubt he will turn himself in as the judge required.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.